Find out how to turn the items in these two containers into a complete circuit and learn more about what we're doing in Science Club this week. Stay tuned. Welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Hi, I'm Ms. Steph. It is December. It is Monday, December 16th, 2024, and we are going to do Rock Into Live with Ms. Steph for this week. This is your weekly Science Club news. So before I show you all the things that are inside of this container and talk to you about our fantastic science activity for the day, let's get into the weekly news. So on Saturday, the 14th, we concluded Saturday Science Club for 2024. Not permanently. Like, come on, y'all. Y'all know we are not done with the fantasticness of Saturday Science Club. But as far as for 2024, we are done. Meaning there is no, y'all have heard me say this before, there is no Saturday Science Club on what will be the third and the fourth Saturdays of this month, because we have the holidays, as we have nicknamed them. I mean, it's very interesting how we say the holidays for the December holidays, when in fact we know that we celebrate holidays throughout, religious and non-religious holidays throughout the year. But interestingly enough, we have kind of coined the holidays to mean certain holidays that occur in December. That being said, we know that schools are closed and all that type of stuff. So y'all know how I do. I try to make sure that you as parents and educators, and sometimes we do have kids listen to this, but mostly it's for parents and educators and program directors, and getting you ready for the upcoming things, right? And so we know that here in New York City, the winter break will begin on basically in the afternoon on this coming Friday, December 20th. I do want to highlight some things for you as usual. December 20th, as usual, I'm kind of letting you know and making you think about certain things. If your child's program is normally open on a Friday afternoon or a Saturday, like for example, those of you all who would normally come hang out with us, a lot of the centers are either closing early, either closing early or not having program at all. Majority of the centers I interact with are not having aftercare programming on Friday, December 20th. Except for certain centers that I will not specifically name, just because I don't think it's helpful to name certain centers, but just know that like your folks who advertise that they are open. Hi, thank you so much for joining Live with Ms. Steph on December 16th. Yeah, so folks that advertise that they're open for quote unquote holidays and for weekends and extended time, that's who you're going to want to chit chat with if you need care for your child. December 20th, okay, all the way through January 1st, because on January 2nd, we all hop back into motion. All of the programs I interact with are open. Actually, 90% of them are open on January 2nd. All right, so break is from the 21st, officially from the 21st through January 1st, returning on January 2nd, which December 31st is a Tuesday. January 1st, therefore, is a Wednesday, and so then school will resume January 2nd for folks. Other things that we've got going on, we are still open for programs to interact with programs who need our supports in designing their own STEAM program. I have some folks who've been wanting to reach out concerning information about traveling science teacher and all that type of stuff. Just send me a DM, or you can email me at mssteph@tfempowerment.org if you want to get more information about that. Also, Saturday Science Club is rolling registration for Saturday Science Club, meaning you don't have to register like at the beginning of the school year or whatever to be able to participate. If your kid is like ready, bring them now, y'all. We have a great time. As I said, Saturday Science Club for 2024, it's a wrap. It's done. There's no more Saturday Science Club happening in 2024. But for 2025, we will see you on January, I want to say Mommy's birthday, January 4th is when we will resume Saturday Science Club at our regular location, Wadley Secondary School on 114th Street between 7th and 8th Avenues, also known as Adam Clayton Power Jr. Boulevard and Frederick Douglass Boulevard. So yeah, that's what's going on. I am most likely going to go live at some random time the next 2 weeks as well, because I will be traveling on those days, but it is my intention to still go live because there's science everywhere, and I think it'll be super fun to have a scientific discussion about the things that I'm observing in the airport, right? And we can talk about kind of, I'm going to teach you a little bit of an I Spy game when it comes to science activities for what you can be doing with your kid in an airport, for those of you who will be traveling. And that's pretty much it for the news. Like, right? No Saturday Science Club. This, if you didn't hear me say it before, and if you didn't hear me say it the second time or the third time, let's say it for a fourth time. There is no Saturday Science Club on December 21st or December 28th. No Saturday Science Club December 21st or December 28th because we will be on break. For the 21st, just in case you're into lots of detail like I am, Wadley's not available. Remember how I told y'all a couple weeks back, if Wadley was available, I would do program? Like, I was down, but Wadley is not available. Space is not available because they've got some construction and stuff going on. And then on the 28th, I am on break. I'm not available, okay? And I say that so firmly and so celebratory is just because when it comes to doing nonprofit programming, whatever space we serve in, we do still need to make sure that we as directors, hello, for those of you who consider me a mentor, and someone who does consulting with them and so on and so forth, we need a break, okay? Yes, you're going to see all of our fundraising stuff, so that would be our next part of the news that would be super clear, that I want to make super clear for everybody. But no, we will not be running program between December 21st and January 1st. All right. And when I say program, there's no Saturday program, traveling science teacher, tutoring, none yet. All right. Just because it is super important, like I said, to take a break, to reflect. As I mentioned during last week's live, I think I mentioned that I will actually be using a tool from the fabulous Dr. EJT. I will be using a tool to be doing some strategic planning because it is super important to have an idea of what you want to do in the next year, right? Y'all know how I talk about setting intention, planning, and then executing, right? Those are my 3 steps that I use when I'm talking about doing my programming. Those are the 3 steps that I use when I'm working with other people, doing, dare I say, coaching. I'm going to come out and use that word, right? So we do camp classes, community consulting, and a form of coaching along with that consulting. And so it's super important to make sure that you take a beat to reflect, because if you're not planning for next year, and if you haven't done it, like, then, you know, what can your program get done? Okay, for those of you, again, who consider me a mentor, or what are you personally going to do? Some of my, just like with the young people who work with me, it's like, what goals do you have? And not only what goals do you have, how are you going to achieve those goals? Because for those of you who are just now joining us, hi, I'm Miss Steph. I am Stephanie E. Farmer, the Executive Director and founder of Triple F Empowerment, Inc. I'm a former scientist, former science educator assigned to a school, former after-school director and summer camp director, and now I run a nonprofit here based in Harlem, and we actually provide several of those services that I just mentioned now through the organization that I founded back in 2012. And we I'm smiling because I just received a text, and so I need to respond to that person. But we do all of these things, and it's super important to set goals. And as I said, in several other lives, I set a goal at the beginning of the year that I would serve through Triple F Empowerment, Inc., the home of Ms. Steph Science Club. Hi, I'm Ms. Steph. Through Triple F Empowerment, Inc., that I would serve 1,000 kids in person. In some kind of way. Well, not in some kind of way. Through hands-on STEAM education experiences. And we have done that. Now our count, as you can see, our count was our official count was 985 last week. This week it's 992. But I guarantee you, we've hit, once I go through and look through, we've hit over 1,000. We hit the marker. We hit that because I planned for it. And what does that mean to you as far as like how many students have we served in the past? For this past week, I needed to do a presentation on kind of just what we've done over the years. And we were at 586-ish in 2022. Then in 2023, 720 children were served, 720 different children. Just in case you're wondering, like, what if a kid comes to Saturday program? They're not counted twice in that number. So that is unique children that have been served. So if they come to another activity, they don't get recounted as far as how many children have been served. And it's now well over, because again, doing the counting, we're now well over 400 children were served on a weekly basis for no less than 8 weeks through our traveling science teacher program out of those numbers, right? And so if you think about it, how many people do you know can say that they personally taught for a series of classes, personally taught for over 400 elementary school kids in 1 year? So we've done that. And then, like I said, we have interacted with and inspired 1,000. Our official count right now is 992, just because I need to add in a few other kids and the other events that we've been at. But well over 1,000 children were served. And again, that's because we planned. So I'm planning again next year, setting the goal, which may or may not be bigger, depending on what makes sense for us. But our events that we'll be doing, so you'll be able to get an idea of what events we'll be doing this coming year in 2025. And yes, we'll make sure that we will do Giving Tuesday. We'll have several times when you can get slime from us. Everybody loves our slime. And we're also setting up times for you to get a STEAM starter kit for those of you who haven't had one or would like a different one, right? Because that's another thing that we did, is that not only did we do STEAM starter kits for Giving Tuesday 2023, that's when we kind of really launched that service or that item. And they're free for participants, by the way. We're a nonprofit, and so there's things that we do that are free or that are for decreased services, decreased fees rather. And so, yeah, so we started that in 2023, got a really great response at the event that we did at Sugar Hill Creamery. And they hosted us again, as you know. Go back and look at the lives there are multiple lives from the week of Giving Tuesday, like multiple, like there's 6 or something, some ridiculous amount. For that tell you about what we did on Giving Tuesday, talk to you about specific activities for you to do at home, and also talk to you about our STEAM starter kits. So again, we not only did STEAM starter kits, but then we also developed 2 different ones this year, okay, in 2024. So 2024 was a hopping year for us, and so I'll be talking about that over the next couple of weeks. And now going into 2025, thinking about what we want to do with that and what we want to push out, and what how we can inspire, empower, and encourage young people to pursue education and career goals in the STEAM fields in 2025 specifically. That's what I'm going to be doing during that week. So that's why there's no program. Yes, I will be contactable though. Like, you can send me an email. It's not like my August break where I'm like, I'm unavailable. So I won't be going unavailable. I'll just be going remote. All right? Yeah, you can contact me. Except for on Christmas Day. No rest. Unless you want to say Merry Christmas. But I won't be working that day, but I will be working several of the other days. So that being said, let's talk about our year-end campaign. So funds that remember, I like to be specific about like how your funds are supporting. Funds that are coming in now for year-end campaign are to set us up for success and impact, and for success and the highest impact for 2025. Now, let's talk about gift size, right? So if you decide that you really, really want to have the highest impact, that would be to sponsor a child for Summer Science Club 2025. That means you are making sure that their field trips are covered, that their t-shirts are there, and that we have all of the materials for them. And that would be at an investment of $3,500 per child. For $3,500, a child gets a full STEAM immersion experience in a boutique style. We really pare down our program in such a way that I focus on a very small, particular group during the summer. And so that's what you're investing in at that level. And then if you're wanting to support a science club class at a location, that support is at $500. You are helping a science club class run all of the things, right? Because I have to, plan, or rather I set intention, I plan, I execute, I go there, I come back. It's a whole process. I have a post up that lets you know that it is 3 hours of my time to do 40 minutes of class. Because again, I'm setting intention, I'm planning, I'm executing, I'm traveling around this here city. Today it's raining, which I'm thankful. I have an umbrella, I have a coat, and all those types of things. But it is a task. It's a process for me to get to a location and bring all of the materials with me. Not only the materials, the science materials, but as the students get older, we have lab reports and all that type of thing that they get, right? And that we use. And so all those things need to be developed. And also some of the sites, there are surveys that I give out, that I administer with the support of the staff that is there on that at that site. And so traveling science teacher is a very, very involved thing. And so all of those components need to be supported at sites. And there are sites that are not getting traveling science teachers because they literally only because they can't afford it. They want it, but they can't afford it. They don't have the money. So you would be supporting that. You would be making sure that children get more than the 40 minutes, than the 40 minutes that is provided at locations. The 40 minutes or less a week. Can you imagine? A week. Okay, that statistic is up on our website. And yes, it is still that, if not more dire than it was 10 years ago. So you're supporting that. And of course, as you know, $38 sponsors a kid for one Saturday Science Club. And there are other ways that you can give, but those numbers are just a couple of numbers that I wanted you to be aware of. You are supporting us at our Giving Tuesday website that has now been completely turned over. When you go on, you will see an update about all the things that we were able to do and all the things that we want to do, right? And how you can help us do that. So yeah, super excited. One more time, hi, I'm Ms. Steph, former scientist and now current nonprofit founder and executive director. And we run Ms. Steph Science Club through organization I founded in 2012, Triple F Empowerment Inc. So let's hop into our science activity and then I'll let y'all go. All right, so we have been doing some electricity things, right? A couple of weeks back we did Plato, or rather last week we did Plato circuits, and you should have seen that I was doing Botley for the week of the December 9th, right? Because we were celebrating Computer Science Education Week. And really, computer science is about computational thinking. It's about planning. It's about planning seems to be the theme for today's lab. But it's about saying, okay, I want the device to do this. So I need to give it instructions to do that specific thing. And the kids had a great time with it. I do have one site that actually will still continue with that particular device. And then several of the traveling science teacher sites are going to get the activity that I'm going to show you very quickly now. You may have seen or will see over the next couple of weeks the apparatus that I'm about to build for you. Okay? So this is just a motor. Okay? A motor, you see where it connects. Okay. I am going to actually use the motor. So I wanted you to see kind of the raw device. And then let me show you the one that I have connected to the wires. Okay. Again, we've already talked last week about how your red and black wire is kind of the traditional color for wires, but it's not mandatory for the children to understand what's going on. You simply want a connection from the motor, okay? From the metal pieces. You see these little metal pieces that are at the bottom of the motor to be able to connect to the battery. I've chosen to do it this way. There are other ways to do it, other things that you can order online, but this is what I've chosen. Now again, I'm using my 9-volt battery. Okay. All right. And I'm connecting. And you should be able to hear it and see that this spins. Right? So I'm going to put this piece on here. You can order these as well, right? This is the fan. You see where it's going to connect to this piece, right? Or you can get these wheels. This, interestingly enough, came in blue. The majority of the time, I've seen them in black. All right? And you can put the wheel on. Okay? You can test it again for the kids, right? These are things that they can do. Remember, we already talked last week about the ages that you can have actually do the connecting. And also the importance of making sure you're not connecting the battery back to itself, right? We don't do that. You should be able to hear that and see it, right? You see it spinning, okay? You're gonna undo it. Complete circuit, okay? Your test for a complete circuit is that it turns on the thing you want it to turn on. that lets you know that the electricity is flowing through the entirety of the circuit. If I connect this, right, but don't connect this, okay, don't connect the second lead, it's not going to work. It is like one of the simplest things. Electricity is so fantastic to teach the kids, right? Then there are different things that you can have the kids do. I love having them do some engineering challenges, because the challenge that I tell them to do, my battery's running low, y'all. We're about to end this live stream anyway. But the basic thing that I tell them to do is I say, connect the pieces so that the fan or the wheel spins. You see how those are pretty, like, very simple instructions? And because they've done the Play-Doh circuit activity with the light bulb, they should be able to remember. You do it close enough. The two lessons need to be done close enough to each other. Okay? So that they remember, okay, I need to complete the circuit. I need to put the pieces on and this, that, and whatever. And, of course, you do give them safety warnings. Okay? You provide tape to tape the things together. But, I mean, it's a fun activity, and they get to see it spin around. Okay? Because of friction and various other principles, you can make it so that this will actually spin around on the table, simply because of the vibration of the device. Okay? Or sometimes I've been able to, if you don't have this piece, you can actually set it down so that the wheel is what actually is making it spin around. Or you can make it spin around based on the vibration of the motor sitting on top of the battery. So there's different things that you can do. It's super fun, super exciting, and super simple, right? So let's review the materials one more time. And all of these things you can order on Amazon. If you can see this is the 3 to 12 volt motor, because I wanted bigger motors this time, and I tested them, and they're working. Okay, they work with the 9 volt battery, right? Because you need to make sure that you have enough charge to run the device you're running, right? Okay, so again, it goes back to the basic principles that then get applied to all the other things that we do, right? If I have I've got my phone and I'm saying my battery is running low, there's but so much charge that is necessary to run the simple functions of the battery, okay? Of the phone. Same thing with your motors. You have to make sure that it's compatible and has enough, that your battery has enough charge to do what you want it to do, okay? So it's super exciting. Well, not charge, but it has enough capacity to do what you want it to do. So it's super exciting, super fun. Like I said, you can do the tapes or tape it there, or the kids can try to tape it on top of, this is another thing that you can use with these. Tape it on top of here and see if this will move and slide across. Okay? I have done that before. Or where the kids have done the fan. Okay? And then you have the battery taped on here. Okay? And then the motor. And that runs. And the thing with this one is to see which direction it goes in, whether it goes where the fan is or whether it propels it and it goes that way. That you'll have to find out for yourselves. So, yeah, this has been Live with Ms. Steph. I am Stephanie E. Farmer, the founder and executive director of Triple F Empowerment, Inc. We operate Ms. Steph Science Club. We inspire, empower, and encourage young people to pursue education and careers, both of them, and careers in the STEAM fields: science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. I am a scientist myself, and I encourage the young people that I work with and their families to get engaged in the sciences, in both the academic realm and in the practical all this information is useful for just running your regular life, right? So thank you so much for watching Live with Ms. Steph. Have an absolutely wonderful day.